Yo, what's up guys? I'm back with another video. Back in Diamond Dynasty playing another ranked seasons game. And I got the Sixto Sanchez from the Team Affinity using him. And he gets to go against a God Squad in his first game on my team. Um, yeah, this was a very good game actually, believe it or not. But I loaded into this game. First thing I did was pause it and ask for a friendly quit, as you'll see here. He says no, so I had to turn up and beat him. But let's get right into this, man. So he's leading off with Steve Finley, and we just freeze him with a sinker. I don't know what he was doing. That was right down the plate. But that brings in Soriano, who we just very nicely ground out over to McMahon at first base. And that brings in Big Poppy David Ortiz, who we pop up to left field if we can catch it. Boom, there we go. 1-2-3, quick inning for Sixto. Good start. We're leading off with Trey Turner. I actually pulled him out of a random pack, but we strike out. And I wanted to try him out, so I did. But I did not have too good of a game with them. But we also got this mini Minoso that you get for collecting 10 of the Team Affinity players. And in his first at bat, he loses a barrel. That brings in Bellinger, and we just ground out right up the middle. No, 1-2-3 inning for me, 1-2-3 inning for him, and he's coming into the top half of the second, leading off with Chipper. We strike him out. That brings in Trout. I'm just looking at this dude's team like, holy cow. But anyway, that brings in Trout. Front door slider, freeze him. Another strikeout. Brings in Ernie Banks, and we're coming in with the low curveball here. And we get another strikeout. So Sixto strikes out the side. And we're going to lead off with Soler, who hits an absolute missile to left field, and somehow, some way, that ball didn't get out with 123 power. I had pretty good PCI, but it's whatever, because that brings up the beast himself, Ryan McMahon, who rips a ball to right field, but it's straight to the warning track, perfectly to the warning track. But that brings in Josh Donaldson, and with Josh, where you get froze, and we strike out. So 1-2-3 after 1-2-3. Coming into the top half 30s, leading off with Acuna, and he rips a double down the left field line. Good hit there. Got nothing else to say. So he has the leadoff runner aboard now. First hit of the game for either of us. And that brings in Posada, who I freeze with the backdoor slider. I absolutely love that pitch. And so now he has Hershiser, who we're just going to try and embarrass here, but he's actually going to lay down a perfect bunt and move the runner over to third. Nice little sacrifice there. Brings in Steve Finley. We get him swinging at trash, strike him out, get out of the inning after the leadoff double, and we're going to be leading off with Jose here in the bottom half of the third. With Jose, right into the goddamn shift, the stupid shift. But next up, we got Piazza, and we get walked. So after a pretty good at bat from Piazza, we draw a walk, and that brings in Sixto. So we're trying to move the runner over, and we get a weak little hit, and Acuna flags it down, makes a great catch in right field. Brings in Trey Turner, 2 outs. We're swinging at trash. We strike out. He gets out of the inning after the walk pretty easily. So he's leading off top half of the fourth with Soriano. He's going to pop up to center. I mean, this was there weren't a lot of hits in the first half of this game, but once the second half of the game comes around, there's definitely going to heat up a little bit. But that brings in Ortiz. Big Poppy. Poppy's up to Jesus, Poppy's up to third base. And that brings in Chipper. We're coming with the high slider, and he demolishes the ball to right field. I don't know what I was thinking trying to throw that pitch. He rips it to right. And that brings in Mike Trout, who we got in a nice count here. Try and come with the high fastball, and he destroys it again. So he heads back-to-back home runs to take a 2-0 lead in the top half of the fourth. He hit both of them with 2 strikes. But next up, he has Ernie Banks. First pitch fastball. He's swinging. He pops up to center. So we get out of the inning, but not before we give up 2 home runs. So in our half of the inning, we're going to try and get some of these runs back. I'm leading off with Minosa here, and we destroy a ball that I was just early on it. It was a changeup, was early, ripped it foul. Would have been a home run if it was fair, but it wasn't. So then the next pitch, I just pop it up to left center field. Made pretty good contact, but it just isn't enough with Minosa. And that brings in Bellinger, who we're going to just hit a nice little ground ball, weak little ground ball to short, actually to the third baseman, playing it short. He gets another quick out. That brings up Jorge Soler. Got a 1-2 count here, and we rip a ball straight to center field. Waited back on that curveball, and we get rewarded with a nice little double for Jorge Soler. So we get a runner on with 2 outs, looking to try and score some runs here. That brings up the beast himself, Ryan McMahon. And I asked for runs. Runs granted. We tie it back up. We get both of those runs back with Ryan McMahon. One swing of the bat. I mean, this card is a monster. I can't say it enough. But that brings in Josh Donaldson. And we're going to rope a single. Well, yeah, it's definitely going to be a single over to left center field with him on an 0-2 count. And that brings in Jose Ramirez, and we just get froze. So he gets out of the bottom half of the 4th, but not before we get both those runs back. He's leading off with Acuna in the top half of the 5th. Pop him up to left field. Nice, quick, easy out. And then that brings in Jorge Posada, who we're going to throw an inside sinker here, and he's also going to pop up to center field. So 2 quick, easy outs for this inning. That brings in Hershiser. We're trying to embarrass him. He doesn't even swing. We strike him out on 3 pitches. That's our top half of the 5th. So now we're going to the bottom half of the 5th. We got Piazza. He hits a nice little single up the middle here. Very nice hit there from Piazza. He's a very good card. If you didn't choose him for the first inning, I think you messed up. But that brings in Sixto. And we're going to try and bunt here with Sixto, but I bunt to the left, and Chipper Jones is playing in, and he flips the double play somehow. I was so annoyed when I saw that. But that brings in Trey Turner, our leadoff man, and we strike out. I did not have a good game with Trey Turner this game. But he's leading off with his leadoff man, Steve Finley, and he destroys a ball. We tried to throw a backdoor slider, and we just didn't place it good enough. He rips it to center field, gets one of those runs back, takes another 1-run lead. It was 1 swing of the bat again. But that brings in Soriano. Well, he can't catch up to the heater. He swung when the ball was in the glove. And that brings up Ortiz now. He's got a favorable count. He rips a ball to right field, but Bellinger's going to go flag that down, and we're going to get him out. And that brings in Chipper Jones again. This man is scary, but he's going to rip a single right up the middle. Jose tried to make a diving play, just couldn't get to it fast enough. And that brings up Mike Trout. Got a favorable count here, and he just kills a ball, hits it to right, and we can't play it off the wall. I don't think it would have mattered. He's going to get an RBI triple there with Mike Trout, and he's going to take the 2-run lead right back. So that brings in Ernie Banks. First pitch swing, and he grounds it weakly to second base. Jose makes a nice play. Ryan McMahon makes a nice scoop. We get out of the inning. Not before we give up 2 runs, though. So that brings in Minosa on our half. And he hits a ball fairly well. Just happens to be right at Ronald Acuna in right field. So he gets a quick, easy first out. And that brings in Bellinger now. And we sit back on a curveball, but we don't sit back enough. Ground out to Big Papi over there at first base. And that brings in Soler. 0-2 count. Get away ahead of the changeup, strikeout. So we go 1-2-3 after giving up 2 runs. Not a good inning. He's leading off with Acuna, and Sixto makes an amazing play on the mound to get the first out. And that's going to bring up Posada now. This dude's lineup was stacked, 1 through 9, as you can tell. But he's going to rip a ball to right field. We try and throw it at first, but McMahon's not covering the base, so he's safe, obviously. Brings in Hershiser. We strike him out again. And that brings in his leadoff man, Finley. And we just pop him up to the middle of the infield. With 1 squeeze of the glove from Jose, we get out of the inning. We're going to the bottom half of the 7th. We need some more runs here. Leading off with McMahon, and we pop up. I was trying to sit on that inside cutter. I just got under it, and we pop up to the catcher. So that brings in Donaldson here. He got a quick first out. Looking for something inside. We get something inside, and we rip it the other way for a single with Josh Donaldson. Very nice hit there from Josh. And that brings in Jose Ramirez. And we're just going to pop up to right field with Jose. It was hit pretty decently, but I completely missed with my PCI. That's 2 outs. That brings in Piazza. And with Piazza, we sit back on a curveball and just destroy it to left field. So we get those runs back again off a 2-run home run. All 4 of our runs, 2-run home runs. So Piazza, he gets a nice homer there. We bring in Gallo to pinch hit for Sixto because I was just going for power, but he just grounds out up the middle to the shortstop. I'm pretty sure that was. So we bring in Kerrywood out of our bullpen to come pitch a couple good innings here, hopefully for us. He's leading off with Soriano. We ground him out to second. Jose fumbles the ball, and he's safe. So that brings in David Ortiz, and he decides to steal with Soriano. We slide step, saw it coming the whole way, and Piazza guns him. Great throw there from Piazza. And now Ortiz is in a 3-2 count. We're coming with the low breaking ball, low and in breaking ball, and we pop him up the center. So he gets a free base. We then snipe him with Mike Piazza. Then we pop up David Ortiz, and now we're coming to Chipper Jones. We're coming with this high cutter, and we pop him up. So we get out of the inning basically 1-2-3, even though he got that leadoff hit. And now we're in the bottom half of the 8th. This dude still has Oral Hershiser in. We're leading off with Trey Turner. And again, we just can't get a hit with Trey Turner for our lives. So leadoff man is retired. Brings in Minnie Minoso. He's in a 0-2 count. And he rips a ball right over the shortstop's head. Right into center field. Nice little single there from Minnie Minoso. Which brings in Bellinger. We're sitting on something inside. He throws it low. But we do get a nice hit there from Bellinger. And I get greedy. I try and take second with Bellinger. I didn't think he was going to throw it to second. And we're absolutely gunned. Bad base running there by me. Brings in Soler. And we just roll over to Chipper at third. Makes a nice play. Gets out of the inning. We're in the top half of the 9th. He's leading off with Mike Trout. We're throwing this away cutter. And he destroys it to left field, but it's going to stay in the park. Our left fielder's not animating. Finally animates and gets the catch, so we retire the leadoff man. Brings in Ernie Banks. We're coming with the high cheese here, and we pop him up over to McMahon at first base in foul territory. So another quick 2 outs, quick 2 easy outs. Brings in Posada. Wait, no, that's not Posada. That's Acuna. Who am I kidding? Brings in Acuna after a 3-2 count. He had a very nice at-bat there. He fouled off a couple pitches, sat back on stuff, got into a 3-2 count and ripped a single up the middle, which brings in Posada. Now we throw this inside cutter, and he gets a weak little hit here to right field. And now he has runners on the corner in the top half of the 9th. He's taken out Oral Hershiser for Ricky Henderson. Little pinch hit. He's got a 2-2 count. We're coming with the low and in cutter, and we freeze him to go to the bottom half of the 9th. Kerrywood gets out of the inning. He brings in John Franco, and I'm like, who the hell is John Franco? First thing I do is pause it, and I'm like, oh, great. We get to go against a pretty good closing pitcher here. But it doesn't matter when you have Ryan McMahon as your leadoff man. In the bottom half of the 9th, he destroys a ball to right field. Looks like it's going to be caught here by Acuna, though. Oh, but it's not, because it's off the wall, and we're going to get a leadoff triple with Ryan McMahon in the bottom half of the 9th. All we need is 1 run. That brings in Donaldson, and we just ground to the shortstop. Hard ground ball will not score a run, especially when his infield is in. That brings in J-Ram, and after 3 bad pitches, he just decides to intentionally walk him, which is a pretty smart decision. And then he brings in Devin Williams for Mike Piazza here. We're in a 1-2 count. Runners on the corners. We hit a ball fairly deep to right field. 35 speed. He doesn't get under it. I'm like, all right, let's try it. Acuna has an absolute hose, though. If McMahon was just a little bit faster, he would have been safe. But no. he wasn't. So now we're in extra innings. He brings in, that was Trent Grisham, I think, to pinch run here at second. And we bring in Hader. He's leading off with Finley. Lays a nice bunt down there. Advances the runner to third. I'm sweating at this point. I'm scared. That brings in Soriano. And I'm like, do not want to pitch to Soriano at all. So I just give him the base, bring in Ortiz. We got the lefty-lefty matchup. He's trying to steal again with Soriano. Piazza gets a perfect throw and guns him at second. For the second time this game, Soriano gets caught stealing. And then we come with an away slider to Big Poppy and strike him out. So we get out of the top half of the 10th. And now we're in our half of the 10th. He brings in Hader. I bring in Adam Duvall. This is the Tops Now moment card. And he just intentionally walks him. He doesn't want to play him. So I have a runner on first and second. I mean, it kind of makes sense to intentionally walk. But we got Trey Turner basically as our leadoff man. Hit the ball fairly good to right field. Just not good enough. And Acuna has an absolute hose, so I don't move. That brings in Minoso, and I just swing at an absolute terrible pitch. Tried to check swing, didn't get it. I didn't deserve it at all. Brings in Bellinger, throws the inside fastball, jams us, and he gets out of the inning. So we're in the top half of the 11th now. I bring in the free Huston Street you get from the player programs. He's leading off with Chipper Jones. He hits a weak low ground ball to short. That won't even advance the runner. So a nice job there by Huston Street. Brings in Trout. And he hits it right back to Huston Street. It makes a good play. Gets him out at first. And that brings in Ernie Banks throwing the away slider. First pitch swing, and we pop him up to center field. We get out of the top half of the 11th in like 5 pitches. Great job by Huston Street there. And now we're leading off with Soler. Soler strikes out, which brings in the man of the hour, Ryan McMahon. And he hits a single, weak little single right up the middle, and we're setting him around, and he's going to score. Ryan McMahon is going to walk it off. A 3 RBI game for Ryan McMahon to win it. Bellinger is the game-winning run, and look at how happy Ryan McMahon is. Yes, go get him. Go get him. He deserves it. He is the man of the hour, the man of the week, the man of the month, the man of the year. He's an absolute baller. Look at him go. Absolute beast. But that's going to do it for this episode. If you guys enjoyed, please leave a like and subscribe. I will also have my Twitter and Twitch down in the link below. I will be tweeting whenever I upload a video or go live on Twitch. But anyway, besides the point, I hope you guys have a great day, and I'm out. Peace.